Welcome back to the Infinite Lifetime Sutra. I'm your host Angelina. So during the last episode, the last two episodes, we have already listed out the 16 Bodhisattvas who were present at the Dhamma talk by our Lord Gautama Buddha for the Infinite Lifetime Sutra. And then we have also started with some of the introduction to them. The first part of the introduction is talking about them. All the 16 are equal to the Samantabhadra Bodhisattva because they are taking his 10 vows into practice as Bodhisattvas. Okay, so we are going to continue. Okay, for today, last episode we were talking up until the part where they all also are able to have all the miraculous powers to be able to transcend time and space, to move freely, and to be able to become Buddha, just like our Samantabhadra Bodhisattva. Okay, to become a Buddha like our Lord Sakyamuni Buddha. Okay, so we shall continue. So last episode we talked until 究竟彼岸. So now we are going to continue. 愿于无量世界成等正觉，舍兜率降王宫，弃威出家，苦行学道，做事世间，顺世间故，以定慧力，降伏魔缘，得为妙法，成最正觉. Okay, today for this 30 to 40 minutes, we're going to talk about this one. So when we talk about that part, 愿于无量世界成等正觉. Excuse me. So all the Bodhisattvas that we were talking about, the 16 of them, okay, they were already able to have that kind of near perfection, okay, the totality of it, everything of it. They're already, if compared to us, they're already infinite. Okay, so they have already made their vow. Okay, so when they made their vow, it is not just, oh, I'm going to be a Buddha. Okay, they made their vow to, after they have, they're taking turns. Okay, so after their time has come, they all vow to transcend into our human world. Okay, it could be this world, it could be in other worlds. Okay, to transcend as the beings which are equivalent to us as humans. Okay, and then to manifest as a Buddha, to teach the beings over there or over here. Okay, for our Lord Sakyamuni Buddha and also our future Lord Maitreya Buddha. Okay, they transcend to manifest into a Buddha to teach us. Okay, because we are able to associate ourselves to this. Okay, humans are a bit complicated, okay, because of all the things that have polluted our minds. So we can only believe in someone or something that is like exceptional, right? So to be able to do this, the Bodhisattvas manifest themselves into just the way that our Lord Sakyamuni Buddha had manifested. Okay, so all of them have taken the vow, all of them will go through the same entire processes. Okay, so how do they do that? Okay, when they are coming down to manifest as Buddhas, they try to teach us towards and guide us towards enlightenment. Okay, there is actually quite systematic. Okay, like right now our Maitreya Buddha, he is in the Tusita heaven world. Okay, Tusita heaven world is a form world. Okay, and there are actually two sides of Tusita. So the inner chambers, I will use the word chambers because you can just imagine. Okay, the inside and the outside. So the inside, Maitreya Buddha is already there preaching the Dhamma, and on the outside there are those like the heavenly beings, because it's a heaven world. So the heavenly beings are there to cultivate themselves, okay, to practice, while inside Maitreya Buddha is giving his talks. And then this is not something that is exclusive to Maitreya Buddha. Even at the time when our Lord Gautama Buddha was, um, before he came to our world 2,600 years ago, okay, he was also into Zita, okay, in the heaven world, and he was already preaching the Dhamma. And then it was only when the time is right, okay, then he say, okay, there are those who will benefit from the Dharma in this world. So he transcends, he comes down to teach us. Right. So you see, 舍斗率, 斗率天 is the 斗率 is actually, you will say that it is the fulfillment, okay, the perfection. Okay, so when it is like you have fulfilled that kind of perfection, you discard. Okay, what is the perfection? The perfection is that you don't have the greed, the hate, and the anger. And so when you meet with people, there is no competition. When you face the world, there is nothing that you desire, okay, intentionally want to have. You don't have that. Okay, in Chinese we say 与人无争于事无求. Okay, when you've come to a point where you don't compete with other people and you don't desire, then you become somebody that nobody can control. Okay, it is beyond anyone's control. So this is exactly the way that the evil ones, somebody which we will call Mara. Okay, Mara is often depicted as the evil one who will try always to entice you, okay, to trap you into this world. Some people, they are trapped by their families, the love for their families, the attachment that they have to the families, and so they don't go beyond. Okay, when you watch all those like movies or dramas or whatever, when you're talking about ghosts, what are ghosts? Okay, ghosts are actually when the human has died and they are still very much attached to the same lifestyle, attached to the people around, so they don't go beyond. They just move on. Okay, so they live on. So you see, like in the Chinese tradition, they burn paper money, and you not just paper money, you can see paper houses, paper cars, even paper airplanes. I don't know if that works. And then there are also paper laptops, paper computers, paper handphones, paper watches, paper anything you can think of. Okay, when you have all these paper things, when you burn them, it is the those in the hungry ghost room, they will accept it just like how you courier packages now. Okay, it's just that the courier is very fast, you just burn them. Okay, so they receive it, and then they are in that realm itself, they are living the life that is similar to us. That's why all the ghost stories and all those things, especially the Chinese ones, they have their rules, they have their passports. So during the 7th month itself, they say that the hell gates are open, and then they have the passport to roam around for the entire month. Okay, that's what's happening. Okay, so they have all this attachment to how it was in this world. Okay, they got into the habit. We live here for so many years, okay, maybe like 40 years, 50 years, and now people, the human lifespan has gone up to maybe 100 years, 80 years, right? So they are so used to the lifestyle, they're so used to, okay, especially those who have developed habits, okay, especially those who have developed an attachment to certain things, like for example, how you build niche. Okay, when we're talking about niche, like some people, they build the niche of uh, exercising, of yoga or whatever. Okay, so these are all habits. So the entire habits, like for example, if you have built a habit of doing yoga in the morning, that is your habit within this lifestyle, this lifetime. But within that time period, okay, when you started using yoga and up until to whenever you continue with the yoga until you stop doing the yoga, okay, so it is only that within those timeline. But you imagine, from birth until death, you have gone through so many things that you're used to. You're used to intellectual debates, you're used to that kind of lifestyle, okay, getting the money, and after that looking up. Nowadays especially, you see the rich people, oh, then you, wow, this is my idol, I want to be just like him, blah 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 blah. But then after that, you carry on. So this kind of habit just carries on, and then when you die in this body, you just, get recycled into the next, and that is in the ghost realm. And then if, let's say, there are certain situations where, like for example, there are some stories of the past, okay, if you have to look at those Theravada Buddhist textbooks, the storybooks, okay, not textbooks, sorry. When I look at the storybooks, they have also seen how some like some monks, okay, before the monk died, he was given a set of really beautiful robes, and then after the monk died, uh the other monks said that, oh, we need to just, give away his whatever he has, like the monks, the robes and everything, those that was his, they'll just pass it on to the next person, etc. But the but at one point, Gautama Buddha was saying that, no, don't give yet, wait for, I think, 100 days or something. So during the 100 days, apparently this monk uh who received the gift of the robes, he was attached to the robes because they were beautifully done, and they were new, and they were beautiful. So he got attached to it. And upon his death, instead of going straight into anywhere that he was supposed to go to, his final attachment to this set of robes manifested him into an insect. So this insect was staying inside within the folds of the robes for that 100 days. And then after he has enjoyed it for the 100 days, he died. And then he, you know, as monks, they practice meditation and stuff, so they have very good karma that will send them to good places. So he just enjoyed the robes, staying there because of his attachment to the robe right before his death. So he became the insect staying there. And then after 100 days, then only the Buddha said, go ahead and distribute the robe to other people. Okay, so when they asked, the Buddha revealed this, and it is this sad truth about our attachment to the material things that we can manifest into worms. Okay, you see some books, they have bookworms, right? Literally bookworms. So it is the attachment to the books, it is the attachment to the materials. You see, like how clothes can have insects, how books can have worms, how different things can have different manifestations. Okay, I'll say the reincarnation. Okay, so it is due to our attachment. And you see, like for example, like now you see there are a lot of videos going around, home pets, house pets, especially those that talk about how the dogs take care of the newborn baby, and then how they protect the babies, loving the baby so much. It makes you wonder, who was this dog before he reincarnated as a puppy into a dog, before this lifetime, to this family, or to the baby, the one who reincarnated as a little human to this family. Okay, it really makes you wonder, because there is a possibility that it could even be like, certain stories, I don't know where I heard this from. Okay, certain stories, like maybe the grandparent died, and then um, manifested into a little puppy, who then went to this family who was actually already pregnant with the baby. So that's why the grandparent reincarnated and came as a puppy, just to be able to take care of the newborn baby and things like that. Okay, there are too many stories like this, although science can never be able to prove the transcend of the soul of this grandparent into the soul of a dog, because science really cannot do that, not in a million years. Okay, so when they manifest, okay, that 舍得帅降王宫. Okay, there are signs. Okay, how many signs are there? Okay, let me see. Okay, when bodhisattvas manifest into Buddha, okay, for us to see, because remember, everything that we do base it back to the Samantabhadra Bodhisattva's 10 vows, 恒训众生, following what the beings desire. Okay, our not just desire, our understanding, our level of knowledge, our level of acceptance. Okay, so 恒训, to follow. 众生, we are the beings. 众生, we are the 众生. Okay, we are the beings. So when you're talking about this, there are 8 signs. Okay, there are 8 images that will always occur. Okay, when the bodhisattva comes down to eventually become a Buddha to preach the Dharma to us towards enlightenment. Okay, there are 8 signs. So the first sign is 舍斗率. Okay, you let go of all that, of the perfections. Okay, you just, you how do I say that, you know that you do not need to fight with other people. You know that everything is abundant to you. So when they come down, okay, from Tusita, they come down, they transcend, they come down to become a human. They have to manifest into something, a character that will have abundance. Okay, every single thing given to them free of charge or charged. Okay, it's like they have everything under their feet. They can have unlimited food source. They can have unlimited riches. They can have unlimited of everything. So, 舍斗率降王宫. So where do they get reborn to? The second sign, where do they get reborn to? They get reborn into a royal family. Okay, look at our Lord Gautama Buddha. Okay, he was born as a prince. Okay, the royal prince, and he was given everything. Okay, any great thing that you can think of, every single thing. As a prince, it is everyone's dream, right? Especially in our world now, everyone is dreaming about a handsome prince, tall, dark, and handsome, right? Whatever, and unlimited money. You can buy anything with just a snap of finger, right? He is a prince, and other than money, he is nobody dares to defy him. Okay, like for example, when he was born, okay, back then in India, when our Lord Gautama Buddha was born in Siddhartha Gautama, okay, the prince, there were how many? There were 4, right? 4 Brahmins that were advising his father, the king, during that time. Okay, all of them said that he will become a monarch. Okay, a universal monarch where he can actually just command the entire world. Isn't this something that, okay, for us, okay, normal people, a lot of people desire to become CEOs of the company or the board directors of the companies, the owners of companies. That's why you see so many people claiming to be entrepreneurs and then starting their own businesses and things like this. They want to be in control, right? And this transcend into a prince. It means that he's able to control the entire kingdom. But Siddhartha Gautama at the time, as the prince of this kingdom, he not only controls the entire kingdom, but if he choose to become a universal monarch, he can actually control our entire world. That means if he chose that path, right, then he would have united all countries in the entire world under his feet as that one single ruler. Okay, so that's how how strong his karma is. Okay, how powerful he is based on because of his karma, which is the karma of a Buddha. Okay, entirety. Because if you to look at it, there's only one Brahmin who said that he will choose the other path. Okay, they all, okay, all the rest say that he can either become a universal monarch, or he will become the enlightened one. Okay, they all think that he will choose either one, but there's only one who tells the people, the king, okay, that he will only choose that one path. Okay, he won't choose the universal monarch path, he will choose the path of becoming the enlightened one, the Buddha. Okay, so we're very thankful because we have like Gautama Buddha, right? Because without him, we won't be sitting here today to be able to listen to this Dharma talk about the Great Infinite Lifetime Sutra that will help us to become Buddha within one lifetime, right? Okay, so we have to be really, really thankful. So, Jiang Wang Gong, he gets reincarnated into a palace, okay, a powerful kingdom's palace, as the prince, as the crown prince, in fact, where he has abundance of everything. Okay, so after the birth, that rebirth is the second. Okay, wait, let me see. Okay, the coming down is the first. Okay, being born into the family is the first, and then the second one, being born into the royal family, is the second uh I will say the image of that Buddha. Okay, the stages, the eight things that will definitely be there when a Bodhisattva turns into a Buddha. Okay, and then when he goes, okay, so his birth, Chushan, his birth as the crown prince, that is the third characteristic. Okay, so everything he has, okay, 契约诸天苦行学道，这是世间说的世界故。 So after he has manifested into a prince, he suddenly also continued in his lifetime. He showed us, okay, he remember in the last episode we were talking about the theatrical play. Our entire lifetime is like a theatrical play. So in his particular play, that is the same script handed from one Buddha to another. Okay, it's like your great play, right? Shakespeare, Romeo and Juliet. And Romeo and Juliet as a story has been played theatrically by so many troops. Okay, you can have your English version, you can have your French version, you can even have your Chinese version. Okay, you can have so many versions. So, but it is the same one. Okay, so our Lord Gautama Buddha, the way that if you read his story, it is the same one that will be go. So Maitreya Buddha will go through it. The 16 Bodhisattvas, when they become Buddhas, they also go through it. Actually, they become Buddhas already, just that they manifest themselves to show the attainment of Buddhahood to us as human beings, because you need somebody to show you that it can be done, right? So he, as a prince, he let go of everything. Instead of a life of luxury and enjoyment, he took on the path where there is scarcity, what we consider as scarcity. He took on the path of hardship. Okay, he took on the path of being homeless. Okay, homelessness. He took on the path of not having people attend to him. He was a prince. Okay, he was a crown prince. He should live in the palace and then being served by so many servants, people helping him, dress him up even, and then making food for him, luxurious food for him. But he chose to let go of it all, right? He chose to let go of it all. Is a representation, is a play that tells us all these luxurious things are mundane. Okay, you don't really need all these things. What do we need? Okay, in previous um, in previous talks, I have already said so many times, other than in Infinite Lifetime Sutra, this playlist that I'm talking about, other than the Helsing's talk, there are also some other comic stories like the 10 meritorious deeds and whatever or not. All these things I've also mentioned many times. Okay, what are our basic? Food, shelter, and clothes. Okay, so food. Where did the crown prince got his food from before he entered monkhood? He got it from the palace. People will come to him at the exact time. Okay, they will just feed him whatever he wants. If he doesn't like this dish, he can ask for other dishes. Okay, other people, they will be cracking their head thinking of what to prepare for him. He didn't even need to think. He only need to say that whether he likes it or not, right? Shelter. He had a palace to live in, right? But instead of staying in the palace, what he did was he became a wandering ascetic. Okay, he wandered from place to place, and his shelter at night for his sleep could be under a tree in the forest. Okay, could be just a very normal, as long as there's something covering the head. Okay, that's all the shelter that he needed. Clothes. Today we are so luxurious. We have so many clothes. We have a wardrobe for clothes. And some people, they can have an entire room of clothes, right? You have the wardrobe, everything so full of clothes. So all these things actually only fulfill the three basic needs. Okay, do we need that many? Gautama Buddha was wearing just a single robe. Okay, there is a change of robe, but then they only change it if, let's say, there is a need, when it's really no longer something that you can wear. Otherwise, what do they use? They patch it with old rags and old clothes. They patch and patch until it covers up the hole or whatever. Okay, so he manifested and showed us, even though he does not have all that luxuries, even though he does not enjoy all those things, he is still alive and living well. Okay? He doesn't get sick. And then he continues to roam from place to place and teaching and preaching. Okay, his job is actually to become the teacher, the preacher of the Dharma. So that is his job. So what does he get in return of his job? He get people. He goes around to just collect alms food in his bowl. They just give him the food, and then after that, he just get a place where he can give the Dharma talks. Okay, that is his entire life. Okay, he is showing us, right? If you indulge in luxuries, you become attached and you just cannot let go of this entire world. You may have everything, but because you have everything, you will still have desire for more things. Okay? You look at all those very rich people, right? Their desires are insatiable. You look at us, our desires are insatiable. And what happens when our desires are insatiable? We get trapped. Okay, a lot of people, when they buy houses, they look at all the luxury houses and think, wow, this house is so beautiful. And then when the developers, they make really nice show houses, wow, I desire to have a house like this. Wow, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to buy the house. And eventually you did put in the down payment for the house, you put in a deposit, right? And then after that you get trapped 25 years, 30 years with a bank loan. Okay, so you get trapped. When will you be free? You cannot be free with all these loans. Okay, you will forever be begging for higher salary. You'll forever be begging for money, right? And then when you go to work, you have toxic bosses. You have to kowtow to the superiors, blah blah blah, all these things, and then you go into your LinkedIn and then you start talking about all these things. What How do you manage your managers? How do you um, ascend? How to improve yourself, and then talk like those successful people. I no doubt they do have some really good achievements, but not all of them are really free. You just have to ask, okay, are people really happy these days? Right? There are a lot of people when they are already going up to a certain hierarchy, to a certain level, if their foundation is of true work, of true intelligence, okay, they put in the hardship to go to where they are, okay, that position, they will be humble, okay, they will know that, remember all the hardship that you've gone through in the past to be able to reach to that stage. You want to help other people to ascend as well, but there are also those people who think in a competitive way. So you compete with others, and then when you compete with others, you think that you want to step on other people so that you can get up. Okay, so that's why you see in the workplace now, when I turn on my LinkedIn, is like everything is talking about toxic workplace. So what is toxic workplace? It can be a micromanaging manager who is incompetent, so try to diminish um, your sovereignty over your own job and impose powers onto you. Okay, they impose that control on you, micromanaging you. Or maybe there are those who gaslight. Okay, gaslighting, or create a circumstance in which they will make a molehill out of a small issue. They will blast, make the issue so big, so huge, as if it's not manageable, just to diminish the hard work that the subordinate had done. Okay, this is what some people will do, right? And a lot of times, a lot of these people, they play politics a lot. Okay, they can be very fake in front of their bosses. They are like, oh, so good, but behind their bosses, what do, right? They treat their subordinates badly. Okay, they do not see their subordinates as potentials to ascend to their position, or if they see, they think that the subordinate is a threat. Okay, there are so many things. There's so many things. So it is dangerous. Okay, it is really, really dangerous. So they diminish the people who are the threats, and they embrace those who they know are nowhere near them. Okay, so uh, with all these things, you fall into competition. You cannot sleep at night. You think that the world is falling down. But if you are the type that says that, who understands the way, the nature of work, the nature of how karma works, this place, okay, we in Chinese we say 有体必有用. When there is a physical body, there's definitely going to be a good use of it. Okay, so if let's say, okay, don't take me too literally. Okay, you need to look at all these things, because you and I are just normal human beings. We don't know what is the karma of it, but in every single association we have with the people around us, there is a karmic energy doing that. Okay, so when you go to a certain company or whatever, okay, we're talking about work here. When you go to a certain company, it's because of your karmic ties with these people in this company. Okay, some people, they like to foster the togetherness in the company. Some people, they have really good relationships uh, with their peers, with their colleagues, right? It's because of the previous karmic ties which are positive, so they foster the positive environment in there. There are also certain times when, how they say that engagement is important for a workplace to keep the employees rooted to the ground, rooted to the company, to stay loyal to the company. But there are often times also, when you look at the entire karmic situation of it, all good things will also come to an end. Again, and all bad things will also come to an end. There are times when, my personal experience, okay, if let's say somebody just, you know, submits in a letter of resignation, okay, out of any circumstances at all, and then you see that the person already managed to get another job. Okay, this is not because of anything other than you have another um, karmic event that you need to fulfill. Okay, it could be a long-term karmic event, it could be a short-term karmic event, but nevertheless you have completed your karmic whatever with this present company, and then once this chapter ends, okay, you are to go to the next chapter, another karmic situation. And what about those who don't get a job? It is not that you'll be permanently without a job. Okay, it's just a matter of when you'll be your karma will ripen with this other company and they will take you in for the job. Okay, it is not absolute because you are still human, you are still alive, and you have not even transcended to Amitabha's pure land. Even if you have transcended to Amitabha's pure land, the Buddhas and the Bodhisattvas, they still come down because they still have residue of the karmic energy with all the people, all our beings, all of us. We have lived for so many aeons, for goodness sake. Okay, so many lifetimes, so many aeons. We have collected so many karmic energy that it has to be used, okay, through time release, if that actually makes you easier to understand. Okay, when the time is right, then this will manifest. It's like you have planted the seed in the past, and so your tree was growing. Some trees grow very slowly, and other trees, you just, we're talking about bamboo shoots. Okay, we're talking about durian trees. You plant the bamboo shoot, and then you just wait and wait and wait, but then the bamboo just, stays just small and short that way, and suddenly one day, boom, it becomes so tall, so high. That is when the karmic energy has collected and it manifests, right? So that is how, the antidote that I can tell you. You plant the durian trees for 10 years only, it will fruit, boom. Then you have really good durian fruits to eat. Okay, this is how it works. So your ending at a company does not mean that you will be so miserable. It's just an ending of a karmic episode and you have to go on to the next. Okay, sure, there can be some pain, there can be some happiness, there can be some laughter, but you will move on to the next. Okay, you don't have to worry about it. As long as you are still alive, there is no way that you will be able to starve to death unless it is your karma to starve to death. Okay, there is no way that you will be short of cash unless you have done some really bad things in the past that will cause you to go into poverty in this lifetime. Okay, and if you have never done charity before, nobody is going to help you. But if you continuously do charity, you can be assured that one day, because you are helping other people, then other people will continue to help you as well. Okay, you have to remember that. Okay, so where will be cool sing? Okay, all the difficult things, all the difficult ways of work, instead of staying in the luxurious kingdom, the palace. Okay, our Lord Gautama Buddha came down and then he went on foot. Remember, there's no transportation at that time, no cars, no nothing. And he went on foot, walking from place to place, going through the rain and the shine and everything. Okay, to us, it is a suffering life. Okay, to him, he doesn't feel much. It's just life. Okay, it's just um, karmic. Uh, it's not even karmic. It's just like, yeah, just emotion. Okay, so all this suffering and all these things gives you the realization of enlightenment. Okay, it lets you understand that, hey, you're alive, so what, you're dead, so what. Okay, so it's like that time I already said about this example about this guy with his video that says that he thought that with when he couldn't go to college is the end of the world, but he didn't go to college, it wasn't the end of the world. Okay, or he reached a certain age and he is still not married, oh, that must be the end of the world. But no, he did not get married, and then he reached that age and it's like a so what, again another so what. So everything is actually a so what. When you realize this, you will have no competition with other people. Okay, because when you look at those people who harm you or who are in competition with you, they do all these things, but one day ask you back, so what? Okay, I may be driving a Mercedes, okay, maybe buying some big houses, but so what? At the end of the day, all of us will die. Okay, at the end of the day, sure, you can forcefully use all your cunning ways, all your sly ways to find ways to outdo other people, outdo your competition, to prove that you are good, to prove that you are the greatest, whatever. And then, so what? You think that you can stay in a company forever? You won't. Okay, why would you want to be doing such stupid things, accumulating bad karma along the way, and then putting yourself into the situation in hell eventually? Okay, dreaming about deities and being really pious in your praying to the whatever and going vegetarian, all those things, they are not guarantee of a good afterlife. You have to remember that. Okay, your first thing, if you have a good death, okay, the best death is you don't go into death, you go to Amitabha's pure land. Okay, you become a disciple of Amitabha. Amitabha collects you with his lotus flower. You go to pure land, not die with a funeral attended by 10,000 people, okay, with a lot of flowers and a lot of people sending you off. Is not that. Okay, because when you're dead, you're dead. Some of you might not even know that there are 10,000s of people looking at you and sending you off. Mark my words. Okay. So, 将往高选脱税，辛苦心，这为实现顺序先故。So, why did they manifest into all this, into the prince, and then into a life of luxury, and then into the life of what we term as suffering, and then showing us that he is actually enlightened. When he is enlightened, he goes into when Gautama Buddha was Siddhartha, he was ignorant. They shielded him from even knowing about old age and death. Okay, none of them are allowed to. So, but one day when he look at when he was outside, then he saw there was an old man. So he asked, "What is that?" "That's an old person." "Oh, do everybody become old like this?" "Yes, Your Majesty." Okay, when he went around, all these people, they surrounded him. The king was hoping that he will become a universal monarch. Okay, which parent don't want that? Every parent who are ignorant will want their child to become the greatest, the richest, the most powerful. But so what, right? So this king surrounded our young prince with all the luxuries. There was music, there was sound 24 hours, there were people attending to him, and then after that, one day, they were drinking, and the dancers and everyone, they were like so tired. They fell asleep. He fell asleep, they fell asleep, so they thought that he was sleeping, but he woke up. Okay, when he woke up, then he saw, wow, all these people, they look so ugly when they sleep. Okay, nothing like the beautiful things that he has seen. And then after that, he was stricken by the reality about diseased people, about old people, and he just left the palace. Okay, he left the palace to seeing all the stark realities, because he was thinking, all these luxurious things, does it lead to deathlessness? Okay, how do you become, all of you, even if you enjoy all the luxuries, okay, all the great things, all the fun, and yet none of these are going to deliver you to deathlessness. So he realized that, and he went on his journey. You can read about his story in the life of Buddha. They have written it into books and translated in different languages. You can just go read. Okay. So he realized this, and then he went out. He learned from so many teachers. Okay, going through so many stages, from one aesthetic practices to another, and they're all very painful. Excuse me. Sorry, interruption. So let's continue. Okay, so you get the idea actually of how the all of these bodhisattvas, when they want to manifest as Buddhas to come and teach us, to come and preach us, what they are going to do is that they will manifest themselves as prince of great kingdoms, and then they will transcend and come down, um, showing us that they can live that luxurious life and still continue to live very well and gain the enlightenment as the manifesting into monkhood. Okay, all of them will, just like our Lord Gautama Buddha, all of them will um, show the way of monkhood. Okay, of the, just to let us know that all these luxuries are not necessary. Okay, it is actually just a very wise way of living, because the lesser your needs, the lesser your wants, then the lesser it is that you need to rely on external forces that you cannot control, right? Don't be controlled by outside things, right? Like all these material things, all the brands and the luxuries out there. You should not make yourself a slave just to enjoy that kind of luxuries. Okay, if it is there, it will come to you regardless. Okay, if it is not there, then why do you want to force yourself? If you have the kind of great karma where you enjoy the luxuries, if you don't spend them all at one go, your luxury you means that you can attain a luxurious lifetime, but you don't enjoy it, you don't use it. It will actually help you in many ways to benefit in different, come as good luck and whatever else that we label as. Okay, it will come back to you, okay, in different ways to reward you, right? And then there's this part. This one is the 苦行哦, and then there's the 这和实现顺时间 That one is based on our own adamant, how bad we are. Okay, 定慧力, 定 is your meditation. Okay, I'm not talking about sitting down meditation. It is talking about the focus. Okay, what is your focus? Is your focus going to be on luxurious life, on the mundane, or how are you focused on? Do you have the wisdom of focus? Okay, your wisdom of focus will make you realize that, hey, actually there is nothing much. There is, in this entire um world that we're surrounded with, all the material things that manifested that we are surrounded with, they are actually nothing special. Okay, and in fact, why did the Buddha and the Bodhisattvas have to manifest this way? To show us that, hey, it is no big deal. You just think about it. If you're watching this, right, are you from a well-to-do family? Are you extremely rich? Okay, are you endowed with a lot of money, financial riches, material riches? Okay, or do you have a kingdom, a great business for you to run, right? Earning billions and trillions of dollars. So what are you? Okay, what are you in terms of all these material things actually do not mean anything. Can you lead the lifestyle of the um like just like a monk? Okay, can you sleep continuously? I'm not talking for a short period of time. Can you, from this point onwards to the end of your life, just sleep on some simple plank, okay, with no supportive cushioning? Can you live a life with foregoing that kind of strictness where you just eat half a day and then you don't go indulge yourself in coffee, music, um, alcohol, women or men, don't indulge in the children or grandchildren, are you able to do that, right? It is very hard for somebody who is of such a luxurious lifestyle to say that you forgo all these things, right? If you were to look at how coffee chains around the world are getting their customers and stuff, okay, first one, It is about the prestige, okay, that feel with, let's say the brand is so strong, okay. The moment you just hold that coffee, people will say like, oh, you're taking what coffee is so luxurious, and you get all that kind of attention. And a lot of people, once they get that kind of attention, that one is actually your fame, okay. So it is attached to your ego. So the moment you attach yourself to that kind of ego, it's very hard to let go. The next thing you will be doing, instead of just cutting down and going back to your whatever coffee, okay, the local coffee, you will want to upgrade, okay. You will want to, just because of the attention that you get, then you become a loyal customer to this brand of coffee. And then if, let's say, you see another brand of coffee that, the person holding that cup is actually getting an even more attention than what you did previously, then you want to start switching and looking for something that is also going to regain the attention that you got previously. So how are you going to ever let go, right? All these things don't matter, okay. Remember, all these things don't matter. It does not matter if, let's say, today you are so famous and so rich and so famous. At the end of the day, all we are, okay, this body, this mind, this soul, or whatever you call it, okay, it goes back to earth, because we all die one day, okay. And if we die without achievements of being enlightened, there is no way for us to liberate ourselves, no matter how much money we have, okay. 降伏魔怨, okay, because of your ability to focus with wisdom, okay. You know that all these things, they are mundane, they are useless, okay. So you are able to protect yourself, okay. I'm talking about the wisdom that you have regarding this material world, being able to protect yourself from being lured into that kind of situation where you just keep having extraordinary wants and desires. You just release yourself. There is no bond that can drag you down, yeah? Like, for example, if we were to look at people, when you buy a house, okay, you have a loan of 30 years. What do you have to do during the entire 30 years? You have to make sure that you don't lose your job, you make sure that you're going to stay employed, and then you're going to make sure and find ways to look for money and things like this, right? All these things are so it just unnecessary fuss, okay. If you spend according to what you have, what you can afford, you will still have a shelter, you will still have a car, you can still have so many other things to ease some aspects of your life, but not so much as to indulge in a lifestyle that can be harmful to your personal, mental, and spiritual well-being, okay. If you are totally sucked in this luxurious lifestyle, you can never be free, because anytime you will like the attention, you will like that feel good of coming up with that kind of shopping, okay. You will not be able to let go if, let's say, one day you are so used to really delicious foods, and then one day suddenly, let's say, something happens, you won't be able to bear with the thought of having to eat some very, very simple and probably taste to you is tasteless, because your tongue has been accustomed to savor the heavy tastes of food, okay. 魔怨, okay. 怨 is actually all your enemies of the past, okay. Those who come to claim the gratitude, or those who come to claim the debt that you have with them, okay. 微妙法, okay. 微妙法, this is talking about all the 16 bodhisattvas, just like our Samantabhadra Bodhisattva, and also just like our Manjushri, or our Maitreya Buddha, or even our Lord Gautama Buddha, and any other Buddhas, okay. That there is only one way, okay, one single way to achieve the enlightenment, to become a Buddha, and that is this, the chanting of Amitabha, and to will to go to Western Pure Land to meet with our Amitabha Buddha. Okay, that is the only one sole thing that you have to do. That one thing that you need to be so attached to that everything else should not matter. Okay, so that is the 妙法, that exceptional Dharma. Okay, so this exceptional Dharma is for you to be deeply engrossed, right? If, for example, you're watching this video, this is already like episode 22 of the Infinite Lifetime Sutra. If you have been watching from episode 1 until now, 22, without switching off your YouTube, don't want to look at me, don't want to listen because I was boring or anything, right? If you are able to do that, that means you want to go in depth into this Infinite Lifetime Sutra. That means you just want to be able to, understand further and continue to remind yourself to come back into the practice of Amitabha and to go to Western Pure Land. That's all. Okay, 不退. Once the moment that you go into the Pure Land and then you are studying under Amitabha Buddha, there is no way for you to fall back to become a normal human again. You will become a Bodhisattva. You will one day become a Buddha, and to go around spreading the good teachings of what is the same as the Infinite Lifetime Sutra. Okay, to share it with other beings whose karma is ripe for the enlightenment. Okay, so 最正觉无上正等正觉, that means this is the highest of all wisdom, of the ultimate, and you understand the entire universe in its entirety. There is no way for you to fall down again. Okay, so now it's what? 56 minutes. This video has dragged on for so long. Okay, but my intention is not really to drag you on, but my intention is actually to explain to you. Okay, this episode, it has two parts. Okay, the first part and also this explanation of how the Buddha manifests and show us the way to enlightenment. Okay, so I hope that you have enjoyed this session and we shall meet again in the next episode. Until then, Amitabha, stay safe, stay healthy. See you. Bye bye.